Today, we are talking about something very serious that is happening in Adamawa State. Reports have been circulating online with headlines claiming that villagers have overpowered bandits after a fierce battle. Now, this story has caught a lot of attention, but it's important to understand what is really happening. The reality is both complicated and concerning. If you are watching, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss important updates like this. Right now, Adamawa State has been experiencing violence in some rural communities. In particular, Lamurde local government area has seen clashes between local communities over issues like farmland boundaries and access to resources. These conflicts are not sudden. They have been building up over time. People are scared. Families are being displaced. Homes have been destroyed. And sadly, some people have lost their lives. Authorities have tried to control the situation. The government has imposed curfews in areas affected by the violence. The goal is to protect ordinary citizens and prevent further clashes. But even with these measures, the reality on the ground is tense. People are living in fear, unsure if their homes or families will be safe each day. There were also reports that local women protested to demand faster action from the government and security agencies. Unfortunately, these protests turned tragic, with clashes leading to injuries and deaths. There has been confusion about exactly what happened, and conflicting reports have made it difficult for people to know the full truth. This is why it's very important to focus on verified information before spreading any news. Meanwhile, the broader region in northern Nigeria is facing multiple security challenges. This is not just about one local conflict. Across northern states like Zamfara, Sokoto, Katsina, and Kano, armed groups and bandits have been attacking villages. Kidnappings, ransom demands, and attacks on civilians have become more frequent. Sometimes these groups are heavily armed and very organized, which makes it extremely difficult for communities to defend themselves. The situation is complicated because there are different types of conflicts happening at the same time. There are communal disputes over land and resources. There are bandits who attack for ransom or loot. And there is still the threat of insurgent groups operating in the northeast. All these conflicts can overlap and affect ordinary people, making life extremely difficult for villagers. It is important to be careful about how we talk about these incidents. Some headlines have mentioned ethnic labels or dramatic battles, but the reality on the ground is often more nuanced. Not all members of any group are involved in criminal activities. What is confirmed is that communities are defending themselves, but not in the grand, cinematic way that some headlines suggest. People are simply trying to survive and protect their families. The human cost of these conflicts cannot be overstated. Many families are now displaced. Women and children are among the most affected. Their lives have been disrupted, and they face uncertainty every day. Communities are traumatized. Curfews and insecurity mean children cannot go to school, farmers cannot tend their land, and people live in constant fear of attacks. The government and security agencies are under pressure to respond more effectively. Experts and community leaders are calling for better protection for civilians, more transparency in military and police operations, and support for families who have lost homes or loved ones. It is not enough to just send troops. There must be clear plans to prevent further violence and help communities recover. It is also important for everyone watching this to understand that this situation is not going to be resolved overnight. Peace and stability require dialogue, cooperation, and careful planning. Communities need to work together, and security agencies need to work with local leaders to address the root causes of conflicts. This includes resolving land disputes, providing support for victims, and ensuring justice for wrongful acts. For people in Adamawa and other affected areas, safety and protection remain the highest priority. Families are trying to stay calm, but the constant threat of violence makes everyday life very difficult. That is why we must pay attention to verified news and avoid spreading rumors. The truth matters because it can guide real action and help those in need. I want to remind everyone again, if you find this information helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you help us bring more real-time, verified updates that keep you informed about what is happening in your country. The situation also offers lessons for all of us. Communities need to be united, and we need to support initiatives that promote peace. Security agencies must act professionally and with care, protecting civilians first. And as citizens, we must stay informed and aware, sharing only verified information to prevent panic or misunderstanding. If you are following this story, it is clear that this is not just news, it is a lived reality for many people. Ordinary Nigerians are affected in ways that headlines cannot fully capture. People are losing homes, experiencing trauma, and facing uncertainty about the future. Understanding these human impacts is key to knowing why this story is so important. At the same time, there are small signs of hope. Some communities are coming together to support each other. Local leaders are calling for calm. Security forces, when properly guided, are able to respond effectively to protect civilians. These are reminders that even in difficult situations, cooperation and courage can make a difference. Another thing we need to pay attention to is how quickly information spreads online. Sometimes, dramatic headlines or social media posts make it seem like villagers are engaging in huge battles with armed groups. While these posts grab attention, the reality on the ground is usually much more complex. Communities are defending themselves, but it is mostly about survival, not grand battles. Understanding this helps us stay informed and avoid spreading panic. It is also very important to recognize the courage of ordinary people in these areas. Many villagers are showing resilience. Even in the face of danger, they are trying to protect their families, help neighbors, and maintain some sense of normal life. Schools may be closed, farms abandoned, and daily routines disrupted, yet communities find ways to support each other. This is a story of human resilience amid insecurity. Let's also look at the role of security forces. The military and police have a very challenging job. They are tasked with protecting civilians and restoring peace. Sometimes, their actions are misreported, leading to confusion. The most important thing is that security forces work professionally, follow clear rules, and focus on protecting lives. Transparency and accountability in their operations are key to preventing further tragedies. For viewers watching, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. By doing that, you are helping to support responsible reporting and ensure more people get real, verified news. It also keeps you updated on situations like this as they develop. Now, let's talk about the broader picture. Northern Nigeria has faced rising insecurity for several years. Bandit attacks, kidnappings, and communal clashes are happening in multiple states, not just Adamawa. This means that what we are seeing in one village may reflect wider problems in other communities. People in many areas face similar threats and challenges. In the face of this, government and community leaders are encouraged to work together. Dialogue is essential. Resolving land disputes, addressing grievances, and creating local security committees can help prevent conflicts from escalating. While military intervention is necessary in some cases, long-term peace depends on cooperation and understanding between communities. At the same time, families need support. Displacement, loss of property, and trauma are serious consequences of violence. Humanitarian assistance, including food, medical care, and temporary shelters, is critical. Community programs that help children return to school and allow people to farm again are also very important.